in fall 2021, 80% of first-year students at Morehouse College received need-based financial aid, including federal loans and work study. 50% of students received an income-based federal Pell Grant, which is intended for low-income students. More than 80% of Morehouse students received financial aid in the form of grants, scholarships, and loans. Right? Now, if you want to talk to them about something, I want people to start discussing, regardless of where you come down. I want people to start having a serious conversation, right? Like, look at this. I want everybody to start having a serious conversation about this, because that means we're talking about what you don't have, and that means that this is the conversation that you should start having with the man who's coming. Right? So if he is coming to your school, the conversation you should start having with this person, with this man, with this president of the United States of America, is about, sir, what can you do for us as students? Like, what can you do for us? Because when I talk about the efficacy, I'm not telling anybody even really not to, oh, Yvette said we can't speak out. We can't talk. We can't say nothing about Gaza. Or we can't say nothing about, I'm not even really saying that, fam. I'm not even, I do my advocacy and everybody knows how I feel. Y'all know how I feel. How I feel is not a secret. Everybody know how I feel. What I'm saying right here, though, is that you have to understand, listen, Netanyahu has basically told the president of the United States, I do not care what you say. Yes, you give us a bunch of money. Yes, you give us a bunch of weapons, but I do not care. I'm going to do what I'm going to do. That's what he said. Regardless of what side you take, that's what he said. He said, I hear you, Biden, but listen, I'm going into Rafah. I'm going to do all of that stuff. That's what he said. Right? Am I wrong? So, bring this, because I want everybody, if you got a student, I want you to understand what this means is that you are not like other students. This means that you exist on the benevolence of a lot of government programs. Well, Yvette, that means we got to cower and we can't do nothing? Yvette, is that what you saying? That what you saying? What do you mean we can't? I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that at all, but I want you to look at that 80% number while we talking. I just want you to look at it. I'm keeping it up for a reason. It means that it doesn't mean that you can't protest nothing. It doesn't mean that you can't do nothing, but it does mean you have to understand your position. Is this complicated? It does mean you have to understand who you are. It does mean you have to understand that you don't have them kind of benefactors. Is that complicated? It means that you don't have the people to say, don't you do, you want him to come there. You got to understand, okay, what is my efficacy over here? Could I make a difference? If all of these people and all of these institutions and countries aren't making a difference, can you? I don't know if you can, but I'm not going to stop you from doing what you think you ought to do, because I did a lot of crazy stuff that I shouldn't have done when I was in my 20s. So I'm not going to stop you. Because sometimes we just got to learn. But I just want you to get into the habit of interrogating these things, because you have to figure out what's right, your position, because your position dictates what you have to do. Your position dictates what is right for you. Your position dictates, because we have to understand that politics is not just morality and moralism. Politics is also efficacy. What can I impact? Is it more likely? Is it more likely for you to impact inflation? Is it more likely for you to be able to get an aid package from Biden? Right? In terms of, is it more likely for you to be able, hey, Biden, like if I'm president of Morehouse, hey, Biden, you know what would be great, since you're going to be and people going to protest and they probably going to disrupt some graduation. You know what would be great? I can tell you exactly what would be great. What would be great if you could announce an increase in funding? That would be great. Like, if you want to be here, and that's great. We want to see the president come during election time. I don't know where that came from, that we thought that we don't get to see, or that we shouldn't see. Yes, you want to see him, because what he's trying to do is talk to the ADOS community via you and via your institution. Okay, we should talk about what that looks like and what we want to see in that speech. It's campaign time.